Hi everyone, it's Eliza here. It's June and it's time to find out what's happening in our market. So here's the market update for the month of May in 2020. So let's take a look at the screen. So these numbers are taken from the Toronto Real Estate Board MOS system. So that includes condos, detached townhouses, semi, everything in the market come from $500,000 condos to multi-million dollar properties. So everything is in it. Okay, so if you look at the month of May, we have number of sales. We actually have an increase in number of sales compared to April. April, we only have 2,900 cases when it comes to sales, and May we actually have 46. So we have a 54% increases. Of course, May compared to March is still low compared to February. So our number is almost similar to January this year. And when it comes to active listings, so these are the listings that is actually in the market right now available for sale. So May we have 11,000. We have a high inventory because things that was sitting in the market in April is still not being sold, so it's still in May. So we do have an increase of 8%. Another reason is because as the weather gets better, sellers that are thinking about selling and some of them cannot wait anymore. So I say, you know what, let's put it out in the market. So that's one of the reasons why May's number is higher. And then month of inventory, that means that is how long does it take for your house to sell if your house is listed at market price and you're the only one house in the market. So if you look at May is 2.5, that means that it will take 2.5 months for the listing to be sold. In April it was 3.5. So there is actually definitely a positive thing going on. I know the number is lower, but when it comes to monthly inventory, lower means better. So that means anything under 3.5 is actually still the seller's market. So that means the price is still strong. So it's not like the sellers going to give away the house and so really low. It's not. The market did not tank, as people wanted to say. No, they didn't tank, even because of COVID. Activities did slow down because if you look at number of sales, March, we only had half month that was busy because the state of emergency starts in the middle of March, but we have 8,000 sales. April, we only have 3,000. Number of sales are slow, but then the prices remain pretty strong. So let's take a look at the average price. Average prices in May was 864K. April is 821K. If you look at there is actually an increase. When you compare to March actually was 903. So the price is lower than March. So that's why I always tell sellers that right now, don't expect to get March price, but your price is not going to be low than last year. And I'll show you why in the next slide. So days on market means on the MOS, how long does it take to sell? So right now it's sitting on 32 days, so it's just a little over a month. Average usually in Toronto is like 24 days. In the hot market like March, it's only 13 days. It means it's a little over 1 week or 2 weeks, and then the house is sold. But right now it's lower because there are still people that are afraid to come out. So let's take a look at the next slide. So the next one, we're looking at sales by month, and it's compared to year. So that will give you a better idea what's going on. Because last year, 2019, was actually a regular year. We have a regular spring market, summer market, fall market, winter market. So nothing crazy like this year. Okay, so if you look at January, 2019, 4,000 sales, and then we have 45 this year. So there was an increase. February also had 44% increase, but this year, the late winter, we didn't have a really cold winter. So people were coming out to see houses in January, and there was a lot of activities going on January, February, and then March. For the first 2 weeks, it was nuts. It was like 2017 all over again. It was crazy, and we were thinking, okay, what's going on right now? What's going to happen to the spring market if it goes like that? Everything goes on bidding war, everything goes on over asking. But then COVID comes. So if you look at the March number, even though it's only half a month strong, it's still higher than last year, 2000 compared to 2019. April we got COVID. So It was 9,000 sales last year, and then it dropped to 2,900 because of COVID. So that was a good explanation. I don't know to say much about that one. And then when it comes to May last year was a regular spring market. It was 9,900 cases. So regular spring market, but because this year's May, because of COVID, that's why it dropped to half. But at the same time, if you look at number compared to April, we are actually increasing. So that means that the market is still going this way, okay? That way, okay? Even though there's drop compared to last year, it's still positive. There's something going up like this. Now look at average prices by month. As I mentioned before, average prices, this prices includes everything on the MOS, okay? So it's not really your home's average prices. No, this is everything. So this gives you a broader idea of what's going on in the market. Just want to let you know though, even in the month of April, condo, there are like lower prices condo, like 400,000, 500,000 condos, they are still being picked up. So the condo market, lower end condo market are still going on. And a lot of listing agents, what they're doing is they list it really low. They list $100,000 lower and then just put a bidding war on it just to see what they can get. So that's why we're seeing that. But that's the activities in April. So if you look at the average prices in January last year to this year, there's a 12% increases. The price went up. February, same thing. The price went up. March, price went up, even though it's half a month. Then April, look at that. Last year was 820. This is 821. It's actually increased. You're gonna ask me why? Because I thought April is not a good month. Yes, April was low, but at the same time, it's because we had an increase since last fall and January, February, March. So the increase is here, even though April was not as good, even though houses might sell less than March, it's still higher than last year. That's the reason. Because if you look at the average price is 921 in April, and you look at March, it's 821 compared to 903. There is a drop in the average prices. Even if there's also a drop from February, a little drop from January. So there was a drop, but at the same time, there was not a drop compared to last year. So the market is still there. Okay. Now look at May. May, the price went up to 839 last year compared to 820, but this year it went to 864 compared to 821. So there's a 3% increase year to year. So that means that now the price is still slowly going up. So it's a positive thing. And listing days on market and property days on market. I know this looks really confusing, and I'm going to explain to you what they are. Okay, when a listing is on the MOS, there's a listing day on market. How many days does this listing sold? And then we have the DOM. That's what they call them. But then sometimes a listing, they didn't list it on the MOS one time. They list on the MOS multiple times because at the beginning they listed at this X amount, which is higher than market price. Then it didn't sell, then they take it off the market, they relisted at a market price. And when it's in the market price, it's sold. So when it's market price, this is the listing days on market. This is the listing that got sold. And last year was 19 days. This is 24 days. So in May, it takes longer compared to last year, 24 days. But in actual reality, the listing actually in the market on MOS for 32 days. So this including the old price plus the new price. That's what it means by property days on market. So the reason I want to bring this out is because it's very, very important to price your house according to the market price. Because anything that is high is not going to go. You will end up having to change the price. When it's a market price, things will get sold. So if you see a house that is sold in 24 days, sometimes it may take 64 days actually in the market. And because it's the price. So it's really crucial to actually list it at the right price to catch all the buyer when it's first hot in the market. Okay. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions regarding what's going on in your own market, send me a text message, send me email, give me a call, a WhatsApp me. I'll be happy to put a report together just to tell you what's going on in your market. If you have any other question, about COVID. How do people sell COVID right now, selling houses in COVID? We do have a different COVID protocol going on when it comes to listing, buying, and also even doing virtual houses. I've reviewed some of them. I actually have visited me during last year June when I did my virtual open houses. It was fun. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. Until then, have a nice month, and I'll talk to you next month. Thanks. Bye.